again, me, Jack, and Zach are all in the same league. We had our fantasy football draft. I haven't won in a decade.
I haven't won ever.
I haven't won in a decade. Jack, yeah, trophyless.
No, I'm actually one of the worst in our league.
You know that you can see now on ESPN the rivalries, and between me and you, you're 0-5 all time.
I'm having horrible.
The last time we played was a 60-point win for me.
I think ever since our league switched to 12, so the last like 8 years, my average finish is like 10th place.
So we're just gonna do the first 5 rounds here, and Ziggy will basically take a look at the round and say he'll probably give a quick reaction to each of our picks, and then say who he thought was the best pick, and maybe if he really feels negatively about one of them, the worst pick of the round. And we're doing 5 rounds because I feel personally like you can't win your fantasy football league in the draft, but you can certainly lose it.
I just won in the first 5 rounds.
The first 5 rounds are the most important to me.
I won in the first 5 rounds.
Well, let's see. Let's see. And again, you'll have to decide at home. But Zach, I mean, people are really.
Can I put my strategy out before I just get roasted?
Explain to me what you were thinking, because I really want to know after seeing this
Tell
draft.
Professor what's going through your head.
I wanted to go the zero RB strat this year. That's where I wanted to go. And
Ziggy hates that. Ziggy hates.
I know Ziggy hates that, but at the one position,
it's a good strategy, but it's gone mainstream.
Hold on here. Now we'll get into this because, to be fair to Zach, he had a couple players he really liked and he went after them. We thought it was early.
Guess what's Jefferson? He could score 40 points a week.
We'll see. All right, let's get into this here. Do you have the graphic for round 1 up?
I just revealed.
What do you think?
I mean, you're the best in the game for a reason.
Yeah.
Round 1, we start off. So team names: Zach is Land of Misfits, Jack is Pick It and Flick It. And
as longtime viewers might expect.
Yeah, and I am
like a booger.
Hurricane Blasters. I'm the highlighted pick.
Paul hasn't changed his name in 10 years.
I put in an auto name generator like 10 years ago, and
it's only won one
championship.
championship.
Is what came out.
It's not a bad name.
Do you like Pick It and Flick It?
It's a very solid name.
Yeah,
right.
That's good.
I feel a little weird naming my team after a player that's not on my team.
Oh no,
but it works.
He has Kenny Pickett.
I have Pickett as my backup quarterback.
But
okay, that works.
Right, let's get into
Ziggy, you want to know why mine is called the Land of Misfits? Do you think you can
Not
guess
really.
why? Bro, it's the greatest ever.
Well, go ahead.
I am Mr. Waiver Wire.
He is great on the waiver
wire. And I
wire.
just make the craziest teams off the waiver wire. And I just call them the Land of Misfits.
You're not helping your cause here for draft success.
You're right. But I did draft a good team
the
this year.
first 2 rounds, but he's a waiver wire master. Okay, let's get into this.
It's wins leagues.
So, round 1, first pick, Zach takes Justin Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
Then it goes Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill. That's your top 5. Pick 6, Bijan Robinson. At 7, Jack takes Nick Chubb, which was one of the question marks. Is he worth that pick that early? Nick
People
Chubb.
disliked it.
8, Saquon Barkley. 9, Cooper Kupp. Travis Kelce fell to me at 10. 11, Derrick Henry. And 12, Tony Pollard. When you look at that, Ziggy, what's your instant reaction?
So I think this is a pretty standard first round with one exception. Travis Kelce slipped really far. Way too far, in my opinion. I mean, you look at the positional value that you're getting from Travis Kelce.
Hell of a pick. It's a hell of a pick.
Thank you.
Like the difference between Travis Kelce and even the number 2 or 3 tight end is going to be 70 or 80 points. It's the same difference between what last year was Jamar Chase and Cortland Sutton.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you're getting
that's a tight end too.
Well, where do you think Travis Kelce belongs here? After which player would you slot him in?
Where's your cutoff?
I wouldn't take him later than 6.
Okay. So if you were Jack at 7, you probably would have gone Kelce.
Like you would go Kelce over Chubb.
I probably would. Mm-hmm. Now I get why you went Chubb, right? He's got huge upside. He's an exciting player. I really like that pick. But Travis Kelce, I think, is the best pick of the round. Otherwise, I don't really have any complaints.
Cooper Kupp sliding to 9, maybe?
Cooper Kupp slides to 9, but I'm okay with that for the following reason. You're just taking a lot of risk, right? Stafford has struggled with injuries. The Rams' offensive line is going to be bad, probably the worst in the league. You just don't, he'll get targets until Stafford goes down, but Kupp could just as easily get hurt.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to worry about.
You brought up a great point that people haven't been mentioning because everyone gets caught up with Cooper Kupp. 19 targets a game last year, or 19 targets in a game last season, averaging 23 points. It's like he's amazing and could be the 1-1 if you were to guarantee his health. But it's not just his health. It's also Matthew Stafford, who both of them are battling injuries. Kupp already banged up in training camp. So there's a reason he falls. I thought it might be a little far, but Yeah, in this draft too, our league has generally been running back heavy, so I get the pick at Chubb there.
Yeah, I figured too, Chubb without Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, could be really, really good.
I think it's a clear-cut first-round pick.
Okay, so there you go, first round. Coming back in the second round now, we're snake draft half PPR. Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. I took CD Lamb. Josh Jacobs goes fourth in the second round. A.J. Brown. Jack then takes Jalen Waddle right before Amon-Ra St. Brown and Garrett Wilson. That's one that we're questioning, but you like Waddle.
That's horrendous.
The ninth pick in the second round, Jonathan Taylor. I'm also not huge on Taylor. I'm scared of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he's iffy. He's question mark.
10, Chris Olave. 11, Devontae Smith. And then Zach surprises us all by going Deebo Samuel with the last pick of the second round. Ziggy, any really bad picks or really good picks?
Took him right at my
wild. I don't want him to talk about Deebo yet till he sees the third round.
Well, how about...
Because I want him to see who would he have chosen in the third round over Deebo.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that. Here's the really good pick. I'll be positive.
We'll do a little bit of both.
I really like the Jalen Waddle pick, and I'll tell you why. I think this is just a great pick from Jack.
So do I.
Because here's the thing. Last year, unless things go really south, it was about as bad as it was going to get for the Dolphins offense, right? Tua was in and out of games. Tyreek Hill was going crazy. Like, it was as bad as it was going to get for Jalen Waddle, and he put up 220 points, finished seventh among wide receivers. That would have been good enough for seventh among running backs. Like, he just had an incredible season last year, right? One of the top 14 or 15 players. And if Tua stays healthy, I get that it's not a guarantee, but if he stays healthy, it goes up. And if Tua gets hurt, it doesn't go down. Waddle always produces.
You would take him over Amon-Ra and over Garrett Wilson.
Look, as I said, last year, I think was about as bad as it gets for Waddle. He outperformed Amon-Ra St. Brown. Garrett Wilson, I think you're getting upside. It's a very good pick. But I just love what you're getting in Jalen Waddle. He's good.
Ziggy's got to be all excited.
Wow, I
think I got a league winner.
So a minute ago, I read the pick and you said, "Oh, that was a horrible pick," and now you're saying league winner.
Now I'm back on board because I picked him for a reason. Ziggy just.
I was debating CD Lamb or Garrett Wilson, so I was surprised when you went Waddle. Again, he did have a great season.
Hey, guess who?
Wait, here's the thing.
You know who's? Oh, go ahead, Ziggy. Go ahead.
Waddle was boom or bust. There's no question about it, and he had some bad weeks. But his good weeks are better than basically anyone except Justin Jefferson. Actually, that's not true. His best week was better than Justin Jefferson's best.
I think Garrett Wilson's going to be really good.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. We can come back to this in week 17.
All right, get the cameras rolling.
That Jalen Waddle will have a better fantasy season than his teammate, Tyreek Hill.
Oh.
You know who Tua played college ball with? It wasn't Tyreek Hill. He's throwing his buddy over there in Jalen Waddle. He's throwing his buddy. Big things coming. I'm back on board. Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you.
Okay.
You got to believe.
Ziggy, round two, the rest of it. Any before we get to Zach's pick, any other pick that you really like or question mark? Did you like Jonathan Taylor there in the late second round?
I think Jonathan Taylor's a great pick there. He was hurt last year, but there's not a history of injury. The Colts offensive line should improve. Even if he gets traded, wherever he gets traded, he'll be the number one guy. You know, you worry a little bit about him getting traded to a situation where he's not the clear-cut star. But I think there's no question he produces. And we were talking like the running backs at the end of that first round, or the end of the second round, excuse me. There's a reason there's just not a lot of running backs there. Mm-hmm. There aren't many players you can pick who are giving you a lot of upside. Jonathan Taylor is that guy. Right, last year he was the 1-1 for a great reason. I expect him to produce this year.
Okay, and that'll bring us down to Zach with Deebo. Do you like that? And now look, we can also should we go to round three right now, Zach?
Let's just see it. Let's see round three. I'll
you can do both. You can do both. So Zach has Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, and then Calvin Ridley. So he did go with the 0 RB strategy. And I have to say, given the draft that we had, it wasn't a crazy philosophy. But do you like those picks? Do you like Deebo and Ridley that early, Ziggy?
I do like Ridley that early. I worry a little bit about Deebo. Why do I worry about Deebo? Here's the thing about Deebo Samuel, right? And why I wouldn't pick him in the first, second, or third round. Okay, we get the nice little cut to Zach. But here's the thing. There's a lot of target competition. There's a lot of injury history. There are quarterback questions. And that's just not what you want to see out of your pick at pick 24.
It's not.
Right? What do you want to see out of 24?
It's a horrible pick.
I want to see a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, who we know is going to be feasting.
Oh.
I want to see a guy like Joe Mixon.
I wonder who has him.
If you're not happy about that, you can take a quarterback, right? A guy like Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, who you know is going to produce.
It's like anything other than what Zack did.
I like the Ridley pick, right? Ridley, I think he brings a lot of upside. He'll get a lot of targets. I mean, you look at the lines right now. It's 60 receptions, 900 yards. Smash the overs on both of those. And I get what Debo can do with the ball in his hands. But I worry that last year will be closer to Debo Samuel than his best year in 2020.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Wait, can I rebuttal real quick?
No, I one question for Ziggy, then I want your rebuttal. Yeah. If you were picking for Zack in that situation, you would take Ridley and Jahmyr Gibbs?
I would take DK was on the board. I'd take him. Who else would I take? I would take Mahomes. I'd take T. Higgins. I'd take Mark Andrews. I'd probably take Najee. Heck, I might take Amari Cooper.
Everyone's on the board.
So Ziggy just says it wasn't even strategy related. Okay.
Obviously, Debo obviously didn't hear. He didn't hear the story that Kyle Shanahan was getting right.
Can you throw? Are you on camera right now?
I'm not on camera.
Oh, please throw yourself.
Put yourself on.
Oh yeah. Obviously, Ziggy didn't hear what Debo was doing all year. Debo's the best he's ever felt this year. He was sending pictures. No. He was sending pictures to Kyle Shanahan shirtless. He looked jacked out of his mind.
Shirtless pics.
Yeah, he was sending shirtless pics.
Zack, are you telling me that in training camp, Debo Samuel is in the best shape of his career?
No.
In training camp?
No. He said all the workout he did this year, he's in the best shape he's been.
He vowed a better season.
He vowed a way better season, and I'm ready for it. Ziggy,
a guy in training camp saying he's in the best shape of his life means nothing.
I've never heard that before.
This was before training camp, big guy. Before training camp.
That's worse.
It's not worse. It's better. That's mental fortitude.
Okay, so
I have no doubt he's working hard.
You believe Debo Samuel?
Oh, I believe it. We're going to come back to this.
Shirtless pics, is that what convinced you?
Yeah, bro, I'm shirtless all the time.
Do you know week 1, Zack will lose 112 to 35. We'll all make fun of him. And then he'll go nuts.
It'll be something absurd. There'll be some Chiefs running back or something. Who's
he picks up.
Pacheco and McCain. They'll all get hurt.
I bet you. Who does San Fran play? Steelers first.
Oh, we're gonna bottle him right up.
I bet you Debo puts up. I'll say 70 yards and a touchdown on him.
I don't think this will happen.
No shot.
Straightforward. But I will say this. I looked at it. I did the math. I looked at my spreadsheet. I would take every single player drafted in the 3rd round before I'd take Debo Samuel. And I own Debo Samuel in fantasy.
Ziggy, I agree.
Okay, so Ziggy, you look at the rest of round 3 here. Any picks that you really like? Sounds like you like a certain pick made by a certain someone.
I like the Calvin Ridley pick. I think that's a solid pick. Sir. But I love the Jahmyr Gibbs pick, and I will tell you why.
Oh, that's
every single person that you talk to.
Prove it.
Yeah, I mean, every single one, right? What is everybody saying? Bijan. And I get it. Bijan's a highly talented player, drafted early in the 1st round, showed great running ability in college, showed great receiving ability in college. You got some worries about competition, but he's so much more talented than everyone around him. He's in an offense that should feature him or at least run the ball a lot. A quarterback who will want to throw him the ball. There's a lot to be excited about Bijan. Every single thing I just said applies to Jahmyr Gibbs. And yet Jahmyr Gibbs is going 2, sometimes even 3 full rounds later. I don't get it. He's going to be the featured guy in Detroit. He's going to get a bunch of receptions. He's going to run the ball a bunch. He's going to be in an explosive offense, better than the Falcons. I don't see any reason not to be taking this guy pretty early in the 3rd round unless you have a quarterback fetish.
I don't know. I'm honestly feeling the best season of his career for David Montgomery.
David Montgomery will get carries in Detroit. He's absolutely part of the equation. What?
Isn't he splitting?
I can see it being split, but
it probably will. But
Jahmyr Gibbs will be on the field all the time.
I don't think that you draft a running back in the top 15 to have him not be your.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised to see a situation where David Montgomery is on the field and Jahmyr Gibbs is never plays when he's on. I'm sure they'll be able to split him out wide. That's the other factor to Jahmyr Gibbs.
You know what this gives me?
Catch the ball.
This gives me like a little A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones vibe.
A little bit?
Yeah. Like you have Aaron Jones, your pass catching back. Then you got your big back and A.J. Dillon and David Montgomery.
I think they're both going to have really good years. David Montgomery's a solid pickup later in the draft. Like David Montgomery's a good running back.
I agree.
But here's the thing, right? Like if Jahmyr Gibbs is playing the Aaron Jones role last year, Aaron Jones was the RB9.
It sounds like a brilliant selection.
I like it a lot.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs, what really separates him from a lot of others in a half PPR too, will be his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, no, that's it. Ziggy, on the spot here, I have two more questions for you. On the spot, between Gibbs, Najee, Mixon, ETN, see those guys on the board? Ramondre Stevenson went in the 4th round. How do you rank those 5? Do you have it off the top of your head, how you would rank those if you're drafting?
So I can think through this now. I think Mixon's the clear one. Mm-hmm. He's a featured back in a great offense. I think that ETN... Actually, no, I think Gibbs is probably number 2 for me because of the receiving upside. I probably have Ramondre at 3. I'm not super worried about Zeke. I think Zeke is not very good. I think I have Najee at 4. And then I've got ETN at 5. But those last 3...
You knew I had ETN.
That was it. And then...
no, I'm pretty high on ETN. Those last 3, honestly, could go either way for me. The only pick I'm really confident in is Mixon at 1. I think people are systematically undervalued.
I missed Aaron Jones in there. Is he in the top half of those?
Aaron Jones is in that I don't know tier of the other last 3 guys. You know, like when you start talking about RB, like 12 to 15, I mean, look at last year, right? The difference between RB 12 and RB 15 was 20 points.
Yep.
There's just not a lot of differentiation when you get down to those guys. They'll all, I think, probably end up somewhere around there.
The ironic thing is I'd probably rank on that list ETN 2nd, but the person who's 1st, I took ETN over. Like I think Mixon is also number 1, and I took ETN over him.
I understand not taking certain players, but
yeah, I already had Chubb.
I guess you did wind up with Burrow too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. So quarterbacks went round 3. You had Hurts, then Mahomes, then Allen. I think that's a fine round to take a quarterback, one of those 3.
Yeah, but that's the wrong order.
Yes. Personally, I know you're huge on Mahomes. I like Josh Allen, but I wouldn't take Hurts with the first selection there. But again, those 3 quarterbacks, round 3, that's where we've seen them fall. If you're really bullish on one of them, I'm fine. I think we're all fine going to get one there.
There's only one you're entitled to be bullish about.
Mahomes.
Mahomes is the only quarterback who should ever go first in a fantasy draft. There's no alternative.
He's great. He led all quarterbacks last season. Let's go to round 4 here. We'll be a little quicker on round 4 and 5. Round 4 was Ramondre Stevenson, Alvin Kamara, which I have no idea what's going on with Kamara. That's our friend Brendan.
Yeah, poor Paladino was suspended. I don't know.
You never know. I took Keenan Allen with the 3rd pick of the 4th round. Damian Pierce, Jerry Jeudy. Jack then takes Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson goes next. Kenneth Walker, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Alexander Madison. And that brings us back to Zach, who went with James Conner as his RB1 for the season. Ziggy, any picks you love, any picks you hate? I mean, Jack is laughing at Zach right now.
It's not a pick you guys made, but I think my favorite pick in this round is Amari Cooper. You're looking at a guy who's a clear-cut wide receiver 1 in an offense that should have an improved Deshaun Watson that's going to want to throw the ball a lot. It's just a fact that I think he's going to get a lot of targets. And the fact that he's going between DeAndre Hopkins or right before DeAndre Hopkins, I think is crazy.
I like Amari Cooper, but Amari Cooper doesn't excite me too much.
Who's Amari Cooper?
No, but you're not looking in this round. You're not looking for an exciting player. You're looking for one who will produce. Yeah, why is Jerry Jeudy going here? What's he gonna do?
Well, this was also before Jeudy got hurt. Just to be fair.
Yeah, but even before Jeudy gets hurt, right? You're taking a guy who's a borderline wide receiver 1 in a worse offense that's going to run the ball more.
Yeah, that's our friend David. So that's explains.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the only 2 people worse than me.
Do you like Burrow over Lamar?
No, but I don't particularly like it. I like the Lamar rushing upside, but those are fine.
Okay.
These are the quarterbacks you can justify taking in round 4.
Okay.
I think after Lamar, there's a big drop off, and you don't want to touch anymore.
Yes. That's there's the tiers. It's the
I had to get the guy.
Burrow and Lamar, and then it falls.
Well, then pick it.
And I just want to say, I mentioned this before, but Alexander Madison, were you trying to get him, Zach?
Yeah, he was going to be my pick. It was going to be him and Connor.
Yeah, if you go with the no RB strategy, I really like Alexander Madison to fill in. Obviously, he wouldn't be an ideal number one, but if he is your one, there's 300 touches that are up for grabs with Dalvin Cook gone. And Alexander Madison has come into that offense before and been better than serviceable. He could be looking at a very solid season. Sneaky RB1 upside for him.
I regret taking Burrow over Madison there, I think.
Really?
Because I could have had Etienne, Madison, and Chubb.
It's nice having, though, the star quarterback. Because you're going to get great numbers from Burrow. But Madison there in the fourth round, when people are looking for an RB2 or maybe an RB1 if you go Zach's route, I really like him. I like him more than Connor.
I love that pick.
Guys. Okay, and to wrap it up, round 5, Zach then goes Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, Rachaad White, Justin Fields, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson was the 6th pick of the round. DJ Moore, nice, great value for Jack, in my opinion. Justin Herbert goes, Chris Godwin. I finally get my RB2 with J.K. Dobbins at 10. Dak Prescott and Mike Evans. Ziggy, when you look over this round, did Jack get the best pick with DJ Moore? Because a lot of people felt that he had an excellent selection.
You guys are outrageously low on Breece Hall.
Oh.
I said it before, I'll say it again. I think Breece Hall is a borderline RB1 this year. I get
October, by when he starts playing, or you mean?
Yeah, when he starts playing. I think he will finish as a borderline RB1. Like, here's the thing people are forgetting about Breece Hall. Last year, among running backs, he led the league in air yards. Not air yards per game. Not air yards per route run. Total air yards. Playing like 6 games. This guy produced with Zach Wilson. Maybe the worst quarterback or the worst offense the NFL has seen since like the 60s.
And he carried that offense when he played.
He was
and notice Rodgers.
I think he was the RB6.
Yeah, he's going to play, and he's going to play well. So I think that Breece Hall is a great pick. He's way better than Poopgums, who's like coming off blowing out his entire knee. He might never be good in the NFL again, which makes me really sad to say. I was a huge Javonte fan.
Oh my God.
I just got like who he was talking about. Well, he was my first round pick.
The stupidest thing
he was my first round pick last year.
Poor Zach.
Crazy.
I was so high on him.
Zach.
This is crazy.
Man, Zach, what a horrible 5.
I forgot Zach had Williams. Ziggy's just crapping on Deebo Samuel and Javonte Williams.
That's crazy.
But I will say this.
Okay,
I will say
Connor
this.
as his RB1.
He's got Connor. That's right.
Look, Javonte Williams is going to be a top 5 running back by the end of the season. Just putting it out there.
Okay.
Yes.
Top 5.
Zach got the best player in football, and then just was like, all right, let's see how bad this team is.
Let's see how bad this
I do want to know.
This is
right?
crazy. No. Ziggy, before you talk, this is nuts. This is nuts.
It's like you just had Vontae Poopums in the 5th round.
No, this is incredible that you guys think it's this bad.
We'll see how it turns out. But
I'm not going to say anything else.
No.
I'm just going to say this.
We'll see.
This is a joke, Ross.
Yeah,
This is incredible. Bro, I hope I win the league this year, and
It'll be a miracle.
I'll be the one that pepper sprays you.
Yeah.
I will personally pepper spray you.
Man,
look, guys, I'm just going to say this. David Barsimian, former host of the show, right?
Oh,
he gets a little respect. Picking Deontay Johnson before DJ Moore, Christian Watson deserves the capital punishment.
Yes. I do not
like Deontay Johnson will improve.
That's Rotundo.
That is Rotundo. Another former.
That's another former.
So it makes sense. That makes sense.
But one thing on
I like
Deontay
Johnson.
I would go Watson and DJ Moore over him, but he had no touchdowns last year.
No, Johnson will be targeted so many times.
He gets a million targets. You have to think that his touchdowns will go back up because he literally can't get lower. I like Deontay Johnson a lot.
I like Johnson too.
I just look at Zach's team and it's repulsive.
It's repulsive. Yeah, it's repulsive.
Let me give Ziggy the rest of my team.
Sure. All right. So that's the end.
Well, let's wrap up. Let's see the team. Let's see the team.
Let's wrap up. Zach, go ahead. Can you read off your team?
Yeah. Hopefully, if it loads. Well, I already know the rest of my
team.
Read
this team off.
So who do I get? 5.
We'll end with this.
My tight end's Juwan Johnson.
Go from quarterback. Go from the top. Go from the top.
Your tight end. Is that supposed to impress me? He's got Juwan Johnson.
You gotta think there's value somewhere, but there's not.
There's not.
Go from quarterbacks.
Okay, so I have Watson, my starter. Okay. Then I got James Conner, Javonte Williams, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuels, Juwan Johnson, Calvin Ridley, Jets defense, Boswell, my kicker. Now my bench pretty solid. Drake London, Michael Thomas.
Who?
What?
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Who? When was the last time he played an NFL game?
Last year. He played 3 games and then got hurt.
London, Thomas.
Go, Zack. Move.
Yeah, move.
Jamal Williams.
I like the first 3 weeks. He'll be great. He should actually be in your lineup for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, he should. Devin Singletary.
So we pour one out for that one. We pour one out for that one.
So you have Jamal Williams will be in there for the first 3 weeks over Javonte. Then Javonte comes in. Your roster's like,
Then we got
you
Adam
might
Thielen.
only have one player who finishes, excluding Deshaun Watson. You might only have one player who finishes in the top 12 at their position.
I do have Greg Dolch.
Oh, the Broncos.
No, Broncos tight end.
Chris Boswell, I'm telling you, will win you some weeks.
Again, here's the thing.
He'll drain a 55-yard.
Here's the thing for Zach. Zach has these horrible drafts, and they look horrible. But then a lot of times, his masterfulness on the waiver wire.
Yeah, that's what.
As long as a couple, look, if Debo and Ridley are okay.
I just looked at Paul's team. Paul might be the worst I've ever seen in my life.
All right. We don't need to do this.
I mean, wait, no. I would like you to read it real quick because it is not.
All right. Paul's starting quarterback, Geno Smith.
Number 5 quarterback last season in the
Geno
13th
Smith.
round.
Then he's got Jahmyr Gibbs. Then he's got Dobbins, who's going to get hurt 2 seconds in. He's going to be limping off the field.
You know who has Gus the Bus? This guy.
Then he's got CD. And then he's got Keenan Allen, who can't stay on the field either. So Paul's got injury-ridden.
He's loving this deal. He's
yeah,
partying.
I know. Ziggy's going to party all day. Then he's got Travis Kelce.
The best tight end.
Oh, game over.
The way he said Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It's like
he's just got the best player in the position.
Juwan Johnson. And then he goes, Travis Kelce.
And then he's got hurt Terry McLaurin already. Turf toe.
Smells like 3 wide receiver ones and the best tight end in football. My receivers are better than yours, and you took 3 of the first 25 picks.
Keenan Allen hasn't been good in years.
He's wide receiver 6 when he played.
I didn't like the Keenan Allen pick either.
Wide receiver 6. All right,
That'll
wrap it
0
up.
after all this.
That'll wrap up this show. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment. If you like some of our picks, leave a comment. If you hate some of our picks, leave a comment. We'd be much appreciated here.
Make sure to say that my team's the best out of all of these.
Yeah, let us know who has a better team, me or Zach.
People are wondering what my team looks like.
Oh, we'll have to find out. We could save that.
I think it's the best out of the 3.